Hello everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Are you ready to do another block in Hatched Africa's Tiffany Prancer reindeer? I'm excited to get going on this one, so we're going to work on this block right here, the right side of his antlers, okay? So go ahead and grab your top fabric, your lining, your mylar, and your thin batting, and let's head over to the machine and let's stitch this one out. All right, we're at the machine. I have my 8x12 hoop, and in my hoop I have put a piece of that water-soluble stabilizer in it. I have a good sized bobbin down below, and I've got white thread up at the top of the machine. So let's go to the embroidery machine and let's load the designs. Now I have a Brother Dream machine, just for reference, in case you have something similar you can follow along. But we're basically just going to add the design onto our machine from the flash drive. So I'm going to go to my flash drive. I have everything in a folder called Prancer. And today we are going to be working on block number 3. All right, I'm going to mirror the right side of his antlers. Let's click Set. Everything looks good. We don't have to move it. We click Embroidery. That's pretty easy, huh? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now let's go back to the hoop cam, and we are ready to start stitching. So I have white thread up at the top of the machine, and we're going to stitch the placement line for the batting. Ready to go? Foot down. Let's go. Apologize for that little camera shake there. I accidentally hit the camera. All right, so now we're going to put the batting down. Again, I'm using the thru batting, which is a very thin, lightweight batting, which is perfect for this project because you don't want the satin stitches on the outer edges of this design to go off kilter. So the batting you need to use is that very thin, either Quilter's Dream or the thru, which is what I'm using right here. All right, so we still have white thread on the top of the machine. Let's put the foot down and let's tack down this batting. Looking good. So let's now take this over to the table, take the hoop off the machine, and we want to trim away this excess batting around the edges, okay? Let's go do it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to lay down our fabric right side up. Okay, and we know how that is. The bottom's going to have the fusible on it. All right, so then we just line it up. Make sure you got good coverage. I can feel the batting here and the batting here and the batting on both sides. So we're good there. Then if you're using mylar in this project, go ahead and grab your piece of mylar, lay that down on top of the fabric. Again, you can feel the batting, so you got plenty of space on both sides, top and bottom, and then my left to right is right on the fabric. So we're good. Again, I measured the fabric, I cut to 8x12, and then the mylar I cut 8x11, and that allowed us to get a little bit more out of the mylar, which will give us enough to do this project with just one package. So this works. All right, you ready to go? So let's put the foot down. White thread is still on the top of the machine, and let's tack down the fabric and the mylar at the same time. if you've got little wrinkles like I do here or here in the mylar, don't worry about it, because the stitching as it goes, if the mylar is in that section, it will stitch it down. And then the rest of the areas that are between the leaded stained glass panels, so to speak, those are all going to be cut and trimmed and taken out as it is. So there won't be anything there. So don't worry if you have a little wrinkle or bubble or two, okay? All right, we are ready to start stitching out. So this block is mostly switching out different colors of thread. We have 14 colors of thread that we're going to be switching out and stitching sections on this design. So what I'm doing in this project is I will fast forward through all 14 color changes, but as we get to each one, I'm not going to stop and identify and talk you through the change of the thread. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put the thread description like wisteria and then the color 1085. I'm going to put that at the bottom of your screen. So when you see me changing the thread, you will see that thread color and thread number, which matches what is in the instructions. Then you'll know what color to change to. All right. That way it makes it a little bit smoother. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be pretty. Okay. So we're going to start right now with pewter number 1177, the pewter in the top of your machine. Isn't it super pretty? Love it. Every block just gets better and better. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're not going to take this to the table right now and trim this off. We're going to go ahead and do the tack down for the back. We're going to take this off the machine. This will actually save us a step from having to go back and forth to the table twice. This will save a step, and it won't hurt anything because you'll never see the stitch. So I'm turning it over to the back, and the knots and everything, that's just fine. So I'm going to find my lining fabric for the back, right sides up. It's a little hard to see there. Is this the right side? Yep. Yeah, right sides up. Make sure you got right sides up. All right, so I'm just going to lay it down, covering the placement line. We are good. And then I'm going to use a embroidery tape, which I'm using Kimberbell's paper tape, to hold it in place, just so that it does not shift. And the Kimberbell tape is really good because it doesn't roll up either. I don't know if I put it down the right way. It was. All right. Yeah, I've reused this one about 4 times now. So this one is about it. I'll have to do new pieces on the next one. So you can get about four blocks out of your 4 pieces. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's turn this back, right side up. And I use my hand as well to make sure that when I'm feeding it back on the bed of the machine, that it feels flat. And then I'm going to go ahead, put my hand up. Yep, it feels good. And up we go. All right. So with pewter thread still at the top, let's go ahead and stitch this tack down line, which is going to attach the backing. Then we'll go to the table and we'll cut the top and the back at the same time. All right, let's go. Okay, so now let's take the hoop off the machine. All right, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to take a look at the back side. It looks good. Yeah, this tape is done now. So, come on. Here we go. It's pretty good. You can get 4 blocks out of a set of tape. Not bad at all. All right, so now we're going to go to the table and we're going to trim away the excess fabric from the back. And at the same time, we're going to cut away the excess fabric and mylar from the front. That's all trimmed up nice and neat. And now don't forget to put a bobbin of your pewter thread down in the bottom of your machine. You want your satin stitches that we're going to stitch out now to have matching thread on the top and the bottom so that it will look nice on both sides. You don't want the back side to have that bobbin look that's mixed in with the pewter. You want it nice and clean on the back side. So ultimately, when you turn your quilt over or wall hanging over, you will see like a stained glass effect on the back side. So put the pewter thread in the bottom and let's stitch this out. It's 13 minutes in real life. Let's fast forward and stitch out the border. another beautiful block. Look at this. This is number 3, guys. Look what you've done. I just love that. It's so pretty. All right, so now we're going to take this over to the table and we're going to finish up this block. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, just like we did with the other blocks, is we're going to trim away the excess of the water-soluble stabilizer. I'm not going real close. I do not want to accidentally nick these satin stitches. So I'm just going around the edge, leaving about 1/4 inch. That won't be too big of an area to deal with at the end when we take all the water soluble off the edges and make it look nice and clean. We'll do that at the end. We won't do this on this block. I prefer to do the process all at the very end. Just makes it easier because I'm only dealing with a bowl of water and the whole process just once. So that is what we're going to do in the video series. There we go. So that looks good. All right, so just like we did in the other videos, we're now going to take away this beautiful mylar from the inside of the stained glass panels that are empty, all the way over here and down here. All right. Again, what I do is I just take my bent scissors and I go in, lifting up, and I just use the blade to kind of help pull the mylar away from the stitches. I'm not cutting. Okay, I'm just pulling the mylar away. Now, sometimes if I get in a corner, I might have to cut, but just make sure that you're not cutting the stitches. All right, and I do that, and I'll do at least 2 sides with this, and this one's going to tear, so I'll do this corner too. And then you find it's real easy to tear the other piece away. And then because this has a lot of static electricity, I put it on the table, give it a quick tap with my scissors to hold it down, and then I move on to the next section. All right, again, just use your blade as much as you can just to help separate it. Really not cutting unless I need to. Sometimes in the tight corners you need to get it into the corner section, and then I just pull. But see, if I have multiple edges here, it'll tend to pull in the middle. So then I'll go and do another couple edges because it just makes it a little bit easier and eliminates some of the edges that I have to go back in with tweezers later to clean up, like this right here. I'm missing little part and right here. So I can snip it a little bit and then I can get in there usually with my fingers and pull the rest. And if I don't, that's when I go get my tweezers out and do that. All right, so all you got to do is just do the same thing for all of these open sections. And we'll do this. Use it to cut. Oops. And there we go. And we'll just rip that mylar right on out. All right. Okay, then I will continue on and I'll meet you back here when it's all done. All right. And a little trick for those pesky pieces that don't want to go off, you keep a little spritz bottle nearby and that will help get the static electricity away and the mylar away from you. Yes, there we go. All right, that helps. The little spritz bottle always helps to have handy. All right, isn't that gorgeous? Love it. There's a couple pieces I'll go in later with tweezers for the fine line mylar, like this piece right there that's kind of stuck under the threads. Use your tweezers to get those, but isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Just love it. And see, look what it did. All right, you little guys. Off me. There we go. There we go. All right. They do have a mind of their own. Let's take a look at all that you've done so far. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I just love how this is going to turn out. Oh, I may have to do all of their Tiffany stained glass designs because I think this is just gorgeous. Look at this. Just beautiful. Cannot wait to do the next row. So did you have fun today? I hope you did. You guys did a great job. Look at this. We now have 3 blocks done on this amazing project. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell notifications and click the like button, because that way you'll be notified when I upload a video, and then YouTube also can see if people are liking the videos. All right. Well, you guys did awesome today. Great job. And I will see you here next time on Jolly Molly TV, where we will work on the next block in this amazing project. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.